Bentornati, welcome back to the 6th episode of Create Above and Beyond. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do in this mod pack, so many things to do. I haven't done much off camera, but there's a few things that I've done. I thought about my Tinker's armor, this stuff, and I thought, is there any upgrade that I can do? In the past I've done the looting upgrade, and if you look at this, each piece shows now the diamond upgrade. And diamond increases durability and stats. Basically, 1 diamond on each piece gives you 1 more point of armor, which is great, and also a lot of durability. So that's cool. And also on the traveler's pants, I went ahead and added these things here, the seared reinforcement for fire protection 1, which is the equivalent of 8% fire resistance. These are made with obsidian panes, which you can make like this. It's like 8 obsidian panes per 6 obsidian, and you just put the obsidian pane like in here, just like this ingot gold cast, right? And then you pour on it molten seared stone, and molten seared stone can be made very handily with some grout. If you remember in the first episode, was it the first or the second, maybe the second episode, I inadvertently created a ton of grout. So, you know, something like that. A single block of grout creates 2 ingots of seared stone. So I've done that for 24 panes, and then I added them to this and I got fire protection 1, which is nice. And in the future I might do more of these. It's just that I don't have access to a lot of the materials to do these. But I could, for example, do the emerald reinforcement, which is kind of the same, obsidian panes, but molten emerald on it. If you get 24 of these, you get the equivalent of a blast protection 1. The interesting thing is that you don't have to have all 24 of them. This icon here says that the recipe is incremental. You can apply part of the input for a partial effect. For example, you can add only 12 for 50% the effect of a blast protection 1. Which, I mean, if you want to do that, it's still something, right? Now, something or another update that I can do with you now, instead of doing it off camera, is adding these 5 blocks of redstones to my traveler's pants to get myself the speedy 1, right? And let's test this now. So let's put these on. This is my walking speed, right? Let's use speedy. It's slightly faster, right? It's not incredible speed. This is my running speed. It's a little bit better. It's not an active effect, so I can still get my speed modified by other effects, but yeah, cool thing. And by the way, there's multiple types of armor. This is just the basic armor. We need to get to the nether though, because you need manual to have the best type of armor. Anyway, something else that you might have noticed, I moved our tree farm from here to there, and it's been running for a while, to the point that we are full on sticks. I don't know what to do with these sticks anymore. Actually, I kind of know what to do with the sticks. I can put them in here and create torches. Look at that. They jump off when they get into the hopper. It's just a funny thing that I do. So, what do we do now? As I said, many things to do, but turns out if I finally start looking at our quest book overview, we completed the preparations. It says, careful, before you're ready to embark on the journey of automation, it can help to set up a basic workshop first. Here are some recommendations for a successful start. And it turns out we have all of those, because we have the seared melter, we've done things with the millstone, of course, encased fan, mechanical saws, mechanical presses, and mechanical mixers. And I also crafted the wrench. And we can go ahead and claim this to get the crafting blueprint. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of space in here for the blueprint. Let's see, is this enough? Yes, looks like it is. Ooh, you can have like small and big. Okay, it's interesting. Now, if you right click, you access the crafting blueprint. Now let me see. Let's try and do something interesting with it. Like for example, we can do blanks into buttons and buttons into cogwheels. Okay, so it's 4 spaces, right? Access the topmost. At topmost, I can do this recipe. Boom. Now I can look at this and let's see. Let's do it like this. And I simply left click. No, left click actually removes it. Do I right click then? Yes, I right click. There you go. Amazing. Then in here, let's set up this instead. Right? And I right click this now. Fantastic. It crafted the cogwheels. So this is definitely something that you can set up in your workshop if you want to speed up crafting of, you know, useful items that you need to make a lot of. So that's it. Actually, let's keep this and this thing. I'll put back, I don't know, here. It's good. This can go maybe in here. Okay. Then this is done. Now we need to move on, or I guess we can move on. There's no need for it, but I think you want to see me proceed on it, right? We can move on chapter 1. So the actual start of the bulk, you know, of the progression, I guess. That was a mouthful. Chapter 1, High Aspirations. The earliest inventions reveal one's successfulness with low-level equipment. Autocrafting, none. Filtering, not cheap. Item transport, may the bell spaghetti mesh in your favor. After hitting the checkmark above, the first chapter of the factory guide will become accessible from the quest sidebar. So basically, it's gonna add the chapter of quests to our sidebar. Let's unlock chapter 1. And here it is, High Aspirations. Chapter 1 Start. Welcome to the factory guide. These quests are an automation plan for your upcoming assembly line. Always view them as a recommendation on what you should construct a passive supply for. The flow graph depicts the connections between relevant recipes. Processing. Happy engineering. Check. And let's get the builder's tea. There's a speed run here. The rigid flow graph of this guide may suggest that items aren't accessible until they have been automated. Be reassured that you already have access to tools from later ages, such as filtering, though not without a bit of manual effort. Thank you for telling me that. And of course, like we absolutely could go ahead and craft something like a brass funnel. However, the way you make a brass funnel is by making a brass casing, which is not, you know, not that big of a deal, but precision mechanisms are made like this. And of course we could set up 3 deployers, and we could make a screwdriver, which is made like this. And the only thing that we of course absolutely would need to do is make kinetic mechanisms first, which already is kind of tedious currently, but also electron tubes, which are kind of complicated. You need to pour molten iron with a spout over a polished rose quartz, and for rose quartz you need nether quartz or charged Certus quartz, or just Certus quartz, of course. So we kind of need to go to the nether or do something else to do Certus quartz and other certain things. I'm in a loop, please stop me. So in a sense, it's really good, or I guess it will be really advantageous for us to at the very least automate this, which basically means automating a passive generation of all these resources up to the creation of the kinetic mechanisms, right? because then the kinetic mechanisms are the base item for the creation of later or let's say more advanced type of mechanisms, right? And today we're gonna make one, maybe two of these automation tasks. And I'm thinking of the underwater garden, which is the automation of kelp. Kelp is a vital ingredient to our first assembly line, target, andesite alloy. Wait, I've read that all manners of wrong. Kelp is vital ingredient. Kelp is vital ingredient. Kelp is a vital ingredient to our first assembly line target. Andesite alloy being the target. Okay, I think I understand it maybe. Kelp can be gathered automatically with a mechanical harvester. So we can make something really similar to being night and having to sleep. No, what I meant is we have to make something very similar to our current automated farm, crop farm, but underwater, okay? It's not difficult. Why there's plates in here? I don't know. Then, and I guess I'll check the mark when this is done, right? And then, catching sediment. Now, we already had sediment strainers in place, but the thing is, you can use the sand that comes out of sediment strainers to make more clay. Let me show you the recipe. Clay can be achieved by bulk washing, which means getting it, you know, sprayed with blue particles that are created by a fan that blows through water. And after a while of these, you know, particle effects and being bulk washed, sand becomes clay. I guess has a chance of becoming clay. Maybe orange sand is better? Orange sand is always. Normal sand is 25% chance. White sand, always. And I think we get white sand and orange sand from the strainers, right? Together with normal sand. So we can get sand that way. And I already have in mind a way to do that. So let's start collecting some of the things that we need to begin this. But first, my notes say, yeah, I looked at the quest book, I did that. Make the box. My notes say, make the box. Because it might be really useful to get into the lifesavers. Oh, first of all, it's gonna reward us for having this that were given to us by another quest. So, okay, cool, thank you. But also, the engineer's companion, the toolbox. Especially while building new contraptions, this gadget is incredibly handy. Instead of filling up your pockets with components, simply pick up the toolbox from the workshop and bring it with you. Toolbox. Let's try and make this toolbox thingy. It should be something like a backpack, but so black. No, I want a brown toolbox. Okay, so leather, golden sheets. Golden sheets. We need 2 of those, and then we need a piece of leather. Yes, and then I might have a chest in here. Sure. Let's do this. Am I ready? Brown toolbox. Yes. Shift for summary. Every inventor's dearest companion conveniently holds a large amount of 8 different item types. When picked up, retains inventory content. Nearby players can hold a toolbox. When right-click, opens. Can I do? No, like this. It places. And I can, simply, it's instantaneous and you can pick it up. But place it down, right click. Very cool, so I can place 8 different things in there. And let's do, of course, shafts, cogwheels, large cogwheels, and maybe andesite alloy? No, maybe not andesite alloy, but chutes, yes. This is like 5. Mechanical bells, yes. Always needed. I guess I could have hoppers in there, even though I don't use hoppers that much. I think andesite funnels Ooh, gearboxes. Absolutely. So let's try this. Shafts, cogwheels, and look, it can go over a single stack, which is amazing. I can get another type of item in there. Let's do linear chassis. Right. Now, I think there are other things that you can do with it. Let me figure out the controls. Ooh, okay, it was really easy actually. Looking through the control, I found that it's currently bound to my left Alt key, that if I do this, I can see the contents of my nearby brown toolbox. Wait, I did something. I hovered over something and then I closed. Look at that, it's now bound. It's bound to my... It's like I have them in my hotbar. And now the red light has gone because I'm probably too far up. Well, I still have them, but maybe I'm not, let's say I'm not connected to the toolbox, but now I am. And this is for unequip. Okay, I got this. I got it. So toolbox is in here, the stuff is in there, so I can pick it up, you know. Move to the side. I want to work in. I do this, and then I do left alt, and I say, okay, I want to access my chutes, right? And there they are, right? Then I don't want to see my chutes anymore. I either hover or click in the middle, and they get removed. Ooh, and look, I can also do that. Let me do this. I access a bunch of things like this and this, right? And I'm working, and then I'm thinking, okay, I have too much stuff in my inventory, and I can do return items to toolbox. Oh, this is so handy. It's so handy. It's amazing. Okay, come with me. Very good. I'm very happy I made this. And I get 1 golden sheet. Precious. Precious. There we go. Okay, now I have in my notes the inventory of stuff that I need to make our kelp farm. So we need 1 magma block and 1 encased fan to power the thing. So magma block, and I should have already an encased fan in here. Yes. Then I'm probably gonna need radial chassis. I'm thinking 1 or 2, but let's bring them all. Then I need linear chassis that I have in the toolbox. Then I'm gonna need harvesters. I think I'm gonna be okay with 2 harvesters, and I prepared off camera a bunch of andesite machines. So 2 of that, and to make harvesters, I think we go in here, we do this. Oh, and we get 2 harvesters per, which is amazing. Okay, harvesters, done. Then I need portable storage interfaces, of course a couple of those that I already have. Very nice. And then my notes say that I need kelp to place in there. Something like 36 kelp. I'm gonna have to go to the water to get kelp, but that's not a problem. And then a couple of chests and a chute. A chute I already have in the toolbox. Then 2 chests. This should be enough. And we already have the site prepared. I actually had this for a couple of episodes in here. I can definitely place now my toolbox around here somewhere. Let's say up in here should be good. So I can do this. And I just need to go grab a little bit of kelp. Alright, I returned with the kelp that's gonna be needed to start our farm, or to jumpstart. I just now realized that in my notes I forgot one thing. I want to be able to start and stop the thing from the outside, right? And I also went ahead when I did, you know, the preparation for the site. I did this tunnel exactly for that reason. However, I would like to avoid having to lay down just normal, vanilla redstone. I would like instead to do something else that is really, really helpful, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't been added in the lifesavers. It's red alloy wire, added by Project Red Transmission. This thing is relatively easy to make. You need red alloy ingots, which are made not like this, we don't have the induction smelter, but by compacting copper together with redstone dust. Let's jump really quickly in the workshop. Alright, so we wanna get, let's see, a little bit of copper. I should have redstone cooked earlier in here, and we need to compact. Compacting means that I need to swap this with this. So let's see, if I do, say, 3 of these, throw in here, and just that amount of redstone. Well, it's making also redstone blocks, which is not a problem. Oh, I think I took out everything. So wait a second, 1 to 4, right? So let's do 2 and 8, right? Like that. Okay. Okay, I should now have 3 of these. I do like this, and I get 12 red alloy ingots. Give me a second, because I want to make just a few more. Okay, 24 seem enough for now. And I guess I can go ahead and swap these back. This is really their intended position. So let's jump back to the soon-to-be kelp farm. Let's ready these and a lever. And then I can show you why this is so great. So, our magma block goes in here, right? And our encased fan will be in here. Should it be like this? I think I could bring everything down 1, actually. Might be better. Encased fan in there. Okay, now look at this. Red alloy wire sticks to the walls. Which is amazing. And also, if I want, for example, to say that I want the lever to be up here, of course now I can't get out. I want the lever to be here. So this block will be powered by the lever, right? I can simply do this. And look at this now. Amazing. It's so convenient. Okay. So, red alloy, done. I have that thing turned the wrong side. Let's take the wrench, and I guess... why I can't rotate you? I should be able to rotate you. Is that because of the red alloy? Yes, it was because of the red alloy. Okay. Now you're back in place. And now I need to get out of here. There we go. Done. So, I have the encased fan, so that thing can spin. Now, toolbox to the rescue. No, not the toolbox, because I need the radial chassis first. So, radial chassis. Wait! I'm an idiot. How could I forget? How could I forget? I need the mechanical bearing. I need the mechanical bearing. Give me a second. Fortunately, we already had one here in the workshop. And boom, mechanical bearing in there. Now, radial chassis 1 and 2, right? And now I can, for sure, eat cooked salmon and then say, toolbox to the rescue, linear chassis to me. And together with this, right? we can have linear chassis goes here, right? There you go. So the idea is this is gonna be all filled with water, right? And kelp is gonna grow on a bottom, and then it's gonna grow up. So from the bottom and up, and we want to harvest the topmost level. Okay, so our harvesters are gonna be right here. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not touching on a harvester in here because in my tests, what I found out repeatedly is that, let's say the item that grows in here, 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 and here does not get harvested anyway. So having an extra harvester in here just to harvest the 4, kelp items in the corner, in my mind, is not worth the effort and material needed to craft it. And I'm gluing stuff all over the place. So then, where am I at? Portable storage interface and actual storage. Super glue again. Portable storage interface can go in there. It's gonna be rotated like so, because we're gonna interact with the chest that is out there. And I guess we can have chest and chest. We don't really need the double chest, but there's space for it. Now, let's run a very quick test to see if everything rotates as it should. And it looks like it's a maze not. Yup, the combination of vertical chassis and linear chassis do actually stick to things regardless of glue, which is something that I always forget. Like, I tend to glue almost everything, but the things here already stick to other things. And I think it's the radial chassis, but fortunately you can get in here with a wrench, hover over this, scroll down, and tell them, okay, 3 is the maximum radius. Never go more than 3, right? No, wait, it was this one, right? And I guess they do that too, but maybe it only applies to full blocks, I guess. Then, space in between. Then what we need is a chest. Oh, right. One of the chests I needed to go outside, right? Right? So, chest in here, toolbox, give me the chute, place the chute, toolbox, get the chute back, and then I can jump in here and place this. Okay, and this is the storage interface. It should be correctly aligned. Yes, it connects, and now it's not moving the entire structure when it rotates. And I guess I can stop it in here. I don't really care at this point because it's correctly built. And I just need to go get some water and we can start filling this thing because it's practically done. So let's start placing our blocks in such a fashion that we always have more source blocks, right? Something like this. Should be almost all full. I think the first level is filled up. Let's get the last piece, place it in here. It's another block so I can jump in again. Now I need to fill up the level above. Okay, it's starting to work. Of course it's night again, it's always night. Okay. Let's sleep through the night real quick. And we should now be ready to plant our kelp all over the bottom of this thing. In all the places. Well, of course, we don't need it in the closest radius. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. That, but I don't want that, right? I think that's correct. And I can even have a few more that actually stick out so that we can test the collection now. Right? This should be pretty much done. Let's test it. Flick of a lever. Amazing. Kelp is being collected, should now get unloaded in the chest here, which works fantastically. And it's practically done, right? This is it. Collect the toolbox. This is infinite kelp. And we can, of course, stop it if we want, like so, and start. Amazing. So, quest, hear me out, high aspiration, underwater garden, automated. Fantastic. I think we have time to do the second one I wanted to do, which is automating the creation of clay starting from sand and getting sand passively from the sediment strainers. For that, I'm gonna need 3 sediment strainers, a bunch of chutes, a 1x1 drawer, an andesite funnel, another encased fan, and a water wheel. So let's get in the workshop and grab all this stuff. So I don't have an extra encased fan, I have 2 strainer bases. I can take my existing andesite machines, get in here and say, hey, I would like, wait, it's none of that. How do you make strainer bases again? Oh, with iron bars. Iron bars, so 1. So in here, I guess, right? One of this. Okay, this is the 3rd strainer base. Then if I want an encased fan, I need a propeller. There you go. So 1 and 1 makes a fan, and we're gonna use this to do the bulk washing thing, right? Then what else? I have the 3 strainer bases. I need the 3 sediment strainers. If I look strainers and click on sediment strainer, I need 9 pieces of canvas. Now, to make canvas, we're gonna need our straw, and I still have a bunch of supplies in here. I will have to move them at some point. But how was the recipe? It's a 2x2. I can make 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so 9. Yeah, I can kind of count, I think. I don't have sticks now. You know what? I think I actually have a surplus of sticks. There you go. I have so many sticks. They are getting dumped on the ground. So, sediment strainers. We have 1, 2, and 3 sediment strainers. Check. Chutes. How many chutes do I have? 6. I better create some more because I love them. So, chutes are very easy to make. I think I can survive with 4 more. Okay, 10 in total should be more than enough. Then I need a water wheel. Something like that. So I need slabs plus a large cogwheel that I have in the toolbox. And I think I have a bunch of slabs in here. Yes, 8 should suffice. Water wheel, check. One andesite funnel that I thought I had. Is it in here? Yes, I have andesite funnels in there. Then a 1x1 drawer. Might be in here actually. Yes. 1x1 drawer 1. And are we there yet? Then I need belts, shafts, cogs, and stuff. Yes, I looked again at the notes and I think that should be it, or at least most of it. And for any other, missing piece of equipment, I can always go back and get it. So I want to set up myself around here, okay? And the idea is having the sediment strainers up there somewhere, all converging in a point around here. So they are all gonna converge in a chest. Well, not in a chest actually, they could actually converge in chutes right over a belt. Does that seem fair? So, toolbox, down with you. Let me do this. Let me move the sword that I don't really need. Let me move this in here, and here, and here, and here, just so that I can do like this, right? Because I want this, I want this, I want this. No, come back in there, and then this, right? And let's start. So, let's say that the belt is gonna be around here. And the belt is gonna go up to here, maybe. It probably doesn't need to be this long, because in here I'm gonna have the drawer, and soon I will explain how everything works. Up against the drawer, the funnel, right? So imagine the sediment strainers, they produce both clay and sand. Everything comes down to this belt. They then get pushed in here. Now, this drawer I will prime with clay. There you go, magical clay just appeared in my hotbar. So this is primed, and I can also get my golden key and say you are locked. So you can only ever accept clay, right? So this means, this thing is locked and primed, and so it's auto filtering in a sense. So the funnel will never accept anything else other than clay. And I can even demonstrate if I remove this and I, let's say, manually turn this, right? I can do that. So I can put, let's say, clay and then a shaft. Clay gets in there. The shaft, which now represents the sand coming from the strainers, will remain stuck in here. Okay? So while it's stuck in here, that's when we can do the bulk washing, right? And for the bulk washing, I can put a encased fan in here, blowing this way, and we need water in here. Now, I've seen most people try and contain a source block of water in here. However, nobody ever said that it needs to be a source block. It can be flowing water. So I can have flowing water in here, going in the ground, basically. And it's just fine. Assuming I sleep through the night, of course. Alright. So in order to contain that source block of water, I want to do something like this. Then I want to remove this stuff. Then I want to grab a bucket of water, stick it in there. There you go. So now, when this thing is activated, it will blow, blue particles, blue bulk washing particles in here, and it will, is this right? Is it the right height? I think it is. And I guess I can test it. Can definitely test it. Let's go grab a piece of sand. Better safe than sorry, right? So white sand. And task completed sand, of course it's completed. So ideally, this comes down from here, gets pushed, it's stuck in there. Now I grab my crank. I put it in there. Now, will this rotate? No, this is going the other way. It's going the other way, but oh, I can shift click? Was I? How did I? I don't know. For a second, it looked like I could turn it the other way. Give me these. Okay. Will I be able to do it like that? No, I need to attach this in here. Okay, now if I turn it, I'm trying to do it so that you can also see what I'm doing. See, now the blue particles appear, and that sand is getting washed. Look closely, because in a second, yes, it just happened. That sand was converted into clay. Now I simulate this, and now the clay is in here, right? So we just need to automate the rotation energy for this all to happen on its own. So the idea is that I can place a water wheel, let's say around here, right? And the water wheel needs to rotate this away, which means break this and place a block here, and then water wheel be here. Yes. Then like this. And then more water. Water me, please. There it's not. What did I do wrong with my life? Apart from everything. That's what I wanted to do. Maybe. Possibly. Water, can you go? Water, behave yourself. Or I'm gonna eat you like these cooked salmons. Right? Right. Okay, this thing is spinning now. I thought that was the right way to do it. Well, it's spinning, so in a sense it is the right way to do it. So let's do shaft. Okay, this moves this. I need to get the same rotation in here. And I guess it could be something like toolbox, even the big wheels. Then get me small wheel. Now, am I so lucky? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So what I need is actually to do this, this. This? Cool. This is actually blowing pretty far, right? And it's also pushing me. So now the thing is, I might remove that big cogwheel because you know the speed of the fan only affects the way it pushes things. But the thing is, as long as the particles arrive here, there is no difference in the speed at which the sand gets processed. So I guess just to avoid having to deal with all those particles, I could just do this. And now I probably don't need to do this shenanigans anymore. Oops, I removed I removed too much stuff. Let's do this again. Where's the fan? The fan is in here. Right, see? So now that doesn't blow that far anymore. It's still pushing me a little bit, but it's more bearable. So let's test this again with sand, because I just so happen to have 8 pieces of sand in here, so it was probably better not to do it like one at a time like that. It's working, because while it's sand it can't go in, and as soon as it converts it can go through the andesite funnel. And now we have 10 clay balls in there. Okay, so this piece of the contraption is done. Now what we need to do is to build our chutes up and on the back of 3 sediment strainers. Now, a really cool thing that we can do is we can stack them vertically, but also horizontally, like that. And to have them working even better, so I'm thinking you can definitely have 3 sediment strainers like this, but if you want them more, if you want them to run more efficiently, you need to space them apart. So I can place more chutes like that, see? And now when I put the sediment strainers up there, they are gonna be spaced up like that. Then the last part will be building for them a little platform that I can fill with water. So give me a second. All right, this is done. So the sediment strainers are in water. The only thing remaining to do, left to do, is add the actual sediment strainers. And it looks like it's now working, it's going. Now, this is a little bit crude right now, but I can definitely come back, off camera and beautify it a little bit. Now, in a second, we should be able to see a few pieces of either sand or clay pop down. There it is. Sand is coming through. And queuing correctly, getting washed, and it gets in as soon as it becomes clay. Now 11 pieces. $12 pieces of clay. Amazing. So this is, let's say, nearly infinite clay. Not exactly infinite because, as you know, the actual strainers, they do get consumed. However, I guess we could also maybe hopper the strainers inside these if we want. And so that would mean having, I don't know, like stacks of strainers ready to go. Maybe. I think that's possible. I'm not entirely sure. However, in the long time, or for all the amount of time it takes for those strainers to be consumed, we're gonna have passive clay generation. And look at that, already there's like 5 more pieces in here, right? So let's pick this up, and a job well done indeed. You know what the next step is? You open the book and say, did you say automate sand with strainers? Done. Did you say automate clay? Done. The next step will be putting the 2 things together, which is why I have them so close to each other. All of this and this in a mixer to create algal blend. And as you know, then algal blend can be smelt into algal bricks, and those are the base for, let's get back to here. Yes, the algal bricks are the base for andesite alloy. Then, after that, which I guess it's like maybe another, maybe even 2 more episodes worth of content. After that, we will need to find a way, actually, not find because it's been suggested, but we need to engineer the automatic extraction of andesite cobblestone from the bedrock level, which is gonna be great. I have an idea for a cool elevator contraption that goes all the way down to the bedrock level, and with maybe with minecarts even, gets in there, picks up the stuff and brings it up, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be glorious. You'll see. However, this is gonna be enough for today. I thank you so much for watching and hope to see you again in the next episode. Alla prossima!